Hi, welcome to Naja Studio. We are back with another illustration for the picture book, The Traveling Book Goes to School. And we're finally kind of getting to the full circle arc for the story. We are back at the original library, the little school bus, and we'll be seeing a fair bit of it in the next few uh, pages, or at least the next page, I believe. We are basically back at the original school. He's kind of done this full circle, and we'll have learned that Twisty hasn't been picked up by anyone, that she's still in the same little library, unlike the traveling book, who has now been to several libraries, has been with several kids, several families, and so her confidence is waning. She's feeling devalued. And such things as that. And then here we are seeing that that's been the case. And then from here, we're going to see what happens to help her. Because at this point, the story does follow. We see the travels and seeing the little free libraries through the traveling book's eyes. But as far as the growth story this time around, it is really coming with Twisty, despite that we're seeing it almost from like you would be a friend's perspective, that this is happening to your friend. It is not the main character, but the friend of the main character. So hopefully something that kids will latch on to, that they can notice about other kids, notice if they're feeling differently as they develop what's called the theory of mind, being aware of others' emotions and beliefs that can differ from their own, and can see, oh, that person's upset. I'm not upset. I'm fine and dandy. But I can see that something's bothering them, and that they can understand that and maybe act on it, get an adult to help. In this case, like the teacher, this is the teacher, and she's going to help the situation and bring around how to help Twisty with her confidence and all that. And getting to live a life a book should be living and be read by many people and enjoyed and shared. With this illustration in particular, I started thinking this was going to be another spot illustration where we were zoomed in on the teacher here with the library, and we were going to have a background that was green and also some of the texture. And I thought I was just going to do that as a separate layer. And I did upload this version where there is no background, and decided it wasn't what I wanted. And the other pages that I already started working, I thought it would flow better if I tried to replicate. There were also these little kind of red flowers that I was adding to the scene, give it a little more pop, a little bit more color, but also not complicating it too much. So I end up actually taping it down later, and I add in the background after I kind of have everything else in place. So it changed a little bit from what I had in mind, but I like it better in the end. I actually really like having these illustrations around the room that I kind of see the full piece done, and it feels more satisfying than my other pieces, which are usually components of this scene. I have kind of characters, and I might have the door and a window, but not the actual wall, because I add in the background color later, and I differentiate the wall with lines that I add later. And it's just a little less satisfying, and I've mentioned before where it makes me feel less accomplished and like I actually can paint. So it is nice to have actual full paintings that I know are in the book. I do, of course, go in and add a few things here and there that they need. I've added kind of leaves for the fall. Some places I forgot to add a dog, or yeah, or I completely didn't think of a dog because it was an indoor setting or something, so I added like a toy dog or something as a afterthought, after element. So I've actually been doing that today, making extra elements to be adding in. But yeah, here we are going and doing the background. I'm adding in the texture of the grass. And so I will be going back in here and adding in the flowers for the scene. Since this was a setting that we were going to be revisiting from earlier in the book, where we have it fall and now in spring, I wanted to contrast the colors, that this was going to be brighter and more cheerful, uh, just to give the spring vibes compared to the muted fall colors and tones. We didn't go with kind of crazy that I made the ground orange and sky maybe yellow or doing things like that I had initially planned. So we went with the muted um, fall period. And now that we are back at the setting, we're seeing it in a different light in a different season. So trying to definitely make it distinctive enough despite being back in the same place. But yeah, that's about it for this piece. It was a simple one, but I thank you for watching and hope you'll look forward to the next one.